So it's a pleasure to be here to talk to you about our journey to digital transformation. We are making a digital twin in our basic design in Petrobras. I'm working as digital engineering manager for downstream segment. I work in managing the 2D and 3D databases, verifying the completeness and developing new solutions and coordinating new digital solutions in Petrobras. So here we have some topics about Petrobras. Petrobras is an oil company, a Brazilian national company, and we are known by the oil and production and natural gas production and exploration in ultra-deep waters. Our values, we are committed to people, society, partners, shareholders, and we have 12 refineries. We produce 2.7 million barrels of oil per day. And last year, we issued our strategic plan with forward-looking statements. We are investing in deep and ultra-deep water, in refining modernization, in technology, in decarbonization, and we developing always new solutions for our projects. Here we have the organogram of Petrobras. Maybe it's too small to read, but I'm working here in the surface refining gas and energy system, where we have the downstream engineering. And Petrobras is responsible for developing the conceptual and basic design. Then we have a bidding process to contract an EPC to construct, commission, and start up our plant. And the downstream engineering is responsible for develop the conceptual basic engineering. And in 2018, we are foreseeing that Petrobras would invest even more in downstream. We would retake some projects. We would construct new units, plants, and we will reform some refineries, modernization in new refineries. And we have a huge challenge. If we were having more projects per year, we need to reduce the project duration, but we need to improve the quality. In Brazil, we have some laws and standards that define the minimum scope required to start the bidding process. And in Petrobras, we have a maturity level that defines the minimum scope and the completeness of a project. So I can't reduce the duration, reduce the scope. I needed to improve the quality of the project, issue more documents, but reducing the duration. So it was a big challenge for us. And our basic design in 2018, we used mostly the CAD solutions. We used Excel. Most of the information were manually inputted in the system, and we were document-driven. That means that if I need some information, I have to wait the document be issued so I can use that information of the document. And this increased a lot our project's time. And we need to be more digital to reduce the project duration. So it's easy, but how to become more digital? We had many questions when we started this journey, and we had our traditional basic design. And one of the questions we had in the beginning was where we want to get to. We need to define what the scope to be more digital. And we heard a lot about the Industry 4.0, and we figured out if we were an engineer in 4.0, we would use the digital twin, we use the AR, VR solution, cloud solution, and all the stuffs of Industry 4.0. But how we get there, or how to start? We need to change. We need to change our process of working, but we need to increase in steps. We need to explain to our teams the steps to increase, because we are moving from our traditional basic design and jumping into an engineering 4.0, that would be very different we are used to. So we define some steps to explain to our team. And we had another question there, when start? How we start is okay, but when start was the most difficult question we had to answer. Because when you ask to people to change, everyone wants change, but no one wants to change. And when you ask people, they always say, oh, I have a bigger fish to fry, I'm so busy, I don't have time this year, let's start next year, next project. My project is very complicated, but we are decided. We have to start as soon as possible because we didn't have much time to wait. And we decided to start, and we defined that all new project would start in a database. So it was a change for us. And what project we would select? So we also had many questions by the people. Let's start with a small project. Let's start with a project that is already completed. Let's start with a project that is fake, it's not a real project. But we decided to start with the most important project in Petrobras downstream. Why that? Because people do not have a slot to make a fake project. They finish a project to start another project, so we don't have time. So we decided, let's take the most important project, the biggest project we have, and let's start. And how we engage our teams, we engage our managers, the champions. We talk to everybody, we talk to the managers, we try to engage as much as we could. We listen to the concern of people. They were concerned about the support. How could they have support to help them? So my team worked very hard here, helping people, correcting errors, correcting mistakes. And the problems always happen in the last minute. When you are about to issue a document, you have a problem in the system, and the team needs someone to support them. So it was we did for most of the time. And what do we mean to be data-driven? We explain to people that to work in a basic design in a database is just one person input some data in a database system so that another person can get the information, do his calculation, and fulfill the database with all the information. And all the person enter the database and collect information and put information. After that, we can issue all documents in our project. And what we mean to be data-centric, we need all teams working together in the same database. For many years in Petrobras, we worked with several databases, and they were not connected with each other. And we tried to have all the teams working in the same database, and we use the solution Commons as a database system to collect all information and all the teams working together. And how about automating the design? We have our process simulation software with many streams and many properties in each streams, and we have our piping and instrumentation diagrams. And I need to collect information from the simulation and put the information in the piping. But I don't want to type the information. I want to automate the system. So we import all the information from the process simulation into the Commons, and we link the piping with the stream that passes through it. So once the piping and the stream is connected, all the information is sent to the piping. And when I connect the equipment to the pipe, the equipment receives that information. And if the equipment is an electrical equipment, the electrical system also receives all the information. And all the instrumentation connected to the pipe also receives the same information. Here we have an example of a pin ID. And we can see the pin ID in colors, so we can see how the stream is passing through all the equipments and pipings. But what the most benefit in that? If I have a change in the simulation, I don't have to type anything. I can re-import the simulation, and Commons show me where I have to update the information, what device need to be updated because the stream or the simulation had changed. And that's helped a lot because in our project, we had to resimulate the conditions, and we estimated that the project will have a delay of 2 months. But once the information was all connected, physically and logically connected, we could revise all the documents in 1 week. So it's very, very quick, very fast to revise all the documents. And now, what are our deliverables in Petrobras when we finish a basic design? We deliver a 3D model. Alan, could you please start the video in the left hand, please? So we moved from the 2D dimension, and now we are developing a 3D model in our basic design, so we can clarify the scope even better. We deliver that 3D model in the bidding process, and the bidders can use the 3D for simulate the construction of the unit. They can estimate the cost precisely. They can verify clash, that they do the clash detection. What else? It's a lot of simulation that can do in the bidding process. Once we have the 3D model, we can use the laser scanning and the point cloud to compare the field against the project. Please, the second. So here is an example. We scanned a unit, and you can compare side by side the visualization of the point cloud in the left and the 3D model in the right, and you can verify what's the difference between the field and the as designed project. Oh, sorry. Oops. And here are the benefits we had. First of all, once we have all the information connected, we can verify the consistency automatically, and we can verify information, the consistency among systems integrated with Commons. Once we deliver the 3D model, the 3D model database in the bidder, they can do all the simulation, and in the future, we are going to deliver in the Commons database also. We have our teams always working together in the same database, sharing information, delivering information on time and to the right team needed. We use laser scanning to compare design versus construction. We can accurate our 3D model, and we can have a 3D model real as-built. We can integrate the 2D and 3D with the schedule and the cost. So we're starting using the advanced work packaging of CII, and we are starting using the building information modeling also in our project to track the scope progress. And every year we have the team working, developing new solutions. Not only my team in the digital engineering develop new solutions, but also all the teams in Petrobras in downstream engineering working, developing new solutions every year. Once we have all this database, we are starting using the data science in our project. Now we are collecting all that information and start the machine learning to predict information, to dimension equipment automatically. And last but not least, what we learned. We always think that the transformation starts with technology. But we learned that we make the digital transformation with people work together. Once the people start working together, all teams engaged, working the same scope, we could speed up our digital transformation. We could be agile, we using the quick wins, and when we need to correct something, we connect faster. We train all the teams to use and develop solutions. It's very important to train the teams. When you use a new solution for the very first time, you think you're going to reduce the time. But now and then, you increase the time in the very first time because the team do not know use that new solution. But we do not give up. We keep at it until team knows how to use the information, how to use the new solution, and with the past go by, we can reduce the time in our projects. And we involve all disciplines to develop new solutions. We have all the teams empowered, working together, and developing new solutions every year. And like one said before, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. It's that we learn in these years. And thank you so much for the opportunity.